I fucking hate I fucking hate shit. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Anyway, Thursday night bitch session. Yeah, bitch session. Wait for somebody to jump in. If I don't get anybody here in the next 5-10 minutes, I'll probably kill it for the week. That's not 100% into it anyway. Just got a lot of entertainment going on in my head. But we'll see who jumps in. Hey, Nick, what's going on? I want those on. I'm just doing tedious things. Nice. Tedious as in working on a model, or tedious as in not? I hate these glasses. Something totally different, not a model. On the Falca, that's good. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure what I want to bitch about tonight. I'm not sure there's anything I really want to bitch about tonight. There is, but I'm just not sure it's politically based. Two biggest fuckers of them all. Georgia and Nick, usual suspects. Nice. What's going on, Ken? Street walking Barbie man. Love it. Love it. Hey guys, what's going on? Just doing my best not to, I don't know, just get by. Singing for the Barbie Dream House. Nice. Well, may it come your way. Given that Barbie right now has created some pain for me, I don't really want to talk about Barbie. Fucking fuck. All right. All right, those things will get bent out. Yep. Tomorrow we'll drill. Just make sure it's not near my island. Anyway. I could play with my sister's Barbies when I was young. Shh, don't tell the guys. I don't see any problem with that at all. Why it is that we insist on saying that boys can't play with Barbies and girls can't play with G.I. Joe. Boys have to wear blue, girls have to wear pink. I'm trying to wrap my brain around that. Always have. Well, I shouldn't say always. I've been for the last 10 years or so. But anyway. Hey, boys, get a load of this. I always ask my family why I have to take the trash out. Yep. And what do they say? So the back won't be seen. The front will. Maybe not. Just trying to figure out how this is going to get positioned. And I am way better at laundry than anyone else in my house. Yeah, ditto. Sorry, guys. Dealing with the minor work crisis. Anyway. I like 2-3 times a year. Really? I'm a nurse, so you can guess what I think of stereotypical gender roles. Yeah. They suck. That whole concept of stereotypical gender roles just kind of blows. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway. Fuck a duck. I love doing laundry. Do you really? No, can't stand it. Hogwash all of it. Gender roles, yeah, the whole concept of that is just bullshit. Anyway, I'm kind of like, sorry guys, I'm a little head's not 100% in the game right now. In terms of the politics stuff, finish all the rivets on top of the unless I add some more panels. I'm calling it good. As long as you're happy with it, it's all that matters. I think it's because it's a lot of stuff that I've been going through as well. On a personal level, it's just the concept of personal responsibility, which I think is one of the problems that we are facing as a country, that it's always easier to blame somebody else and not take responsibility for some of the stuff that really does fall on you. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Cathartic laundry is that's nice, calling it good. Why you gotta say stuff like that? Politics are shit. That's why I always try to steer you away from overexposure to the news. See, the funny thing is, Ken, I think I'm gonna give you an example of something. I think I've used this example before. And this example got me to thinking about how different people behave and think. The assumption versus the reality. So having read The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People a number of years ago, in the opening, in the introduction, Stephen Covey says that he was once on a train, and this guy gets on the train with his 2 kids, and his 2 kids are just acting up, like poorly. And just, becoming a nuisance to all the passengers around and everything like that. And the father isn't doing anything. It's not a thing. So Stephen just turns to the guy and says, "Hey, I'm not sure if you're noticing, but your kids are really behaving poorly. Anything you can do about that?" And the father says, "Oh, God, I'm sorry. I just looks at him kind of with a blank stare and says, "I'm so sorry. I just not able to focus. My wife, we just left the hospital. My wife just passed away, and I'm just not in my headspace." And the story, obviously, it's applicable to that specific situation, but also what it got me to thinking when I first read the book, something like 12, 13 years ago, is we put assumptions on people that they think the same way we think. what bothers us bothers them. You know, that what is problematic to us is also problematic to them. What is good for us is also good for them. So, and I say that because I understand what your point is regarding keeping me clear of the news. One, you don't have to. Not your responsibility. Politics are shit. And see, this is where you and I disagree. Politics are not shit. I totally disagree with that. I don't think so. Partisanship is shit. Politics are not. But again, that's my listen to This Is Water by David Foster. I've been telling you for years. I will add it to the list of things that I will read. Trust me when I say my list is not small and I'm plowing through it as I can. But the point I'm making with this specifically is I'm sure that there are days when listening to the news is not good. And there are days when listening to the news is perfectly fine. And most days, I'm okay with it. In fact, I actually listen to it a lot less than you probably think. But I actually, again, different people think in different ways. I know people who are like, I'm oblivious to the world. I want to be oblivious to the world. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. And I look at it as I've always been one of those people who always wants to be informed. Always. This Ken been around for years already. I think he has. But for me, it's I like knowing what's going on. I always forget the guy's name, the guy who did From Good to Great. And I've mentioned the book before many times, but in that book, they use the term, for businesses that are successful, organizations that are successful, they have what's called productive paranoia. And that is being aware of everything to the point where you're planning for the worst, not to the point of becoming incapacitated or going down some psychotic path, but being able to understand that that you need to plan. And that's kind of how I look at knowing news. It's like this allows me to understand the world and also understand, like, is this going to impact me in some ways? In many ways, it doesn't. I mean, I could certainly take the traditional American approach, which is it ain't bothering me. ICE ain't taking me away. It's not going to bother me. So why do I bother? If it takes over your moods and well-being, it's overexposure. Oh, I agree. But I also think, again, Ken, don't you think that you're maybe putting some of your own thoughts on this? Because for me, part of doing the Thursday night thing is being able to vocalize a lot of this stuff so that some of what that's why I call it Unleashed. It gives me an outlet. Now, y'all can just say, fuck this. I don't want to listen to this. And that's perfectly fine. And I could be talking to the ether sphere and I'm totally good with that too. God knows I've done that many times before. So there is, I don't disagree with you that there might be overexposure, but what does overexposure look like to you versus me? That might be something totally different. Or what constitutes, a bad mood swing because of something you hear versus something somebody else might hear, or somebody else hears the same thing, how they behave are two different things. I've actually admired that there are people who can look at something that a very adverse situation, and there are people who instantly melt down, and there are other people who rise to the occasion. Are you with what you're doing? I support it. Well, I appreciate that because it sounds like you are arguing with me. Again, I don't care. But I guess I will take some mild offense to, you trying to change the mood. The answer is I don't want to be on a Thursday night. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the bitching. And I also, like I said, for me, it's like it's a way of processing, and it's not looking for an echo chamber. I mean, that's the other thing. I'm not looking for an echo chamber. In fact, I've had some very interesting conversations with, I'm sorry, what are you apologizing for? Nothing to apologize for. Yeah, we're having conversation here. I don't have a problem with it. I've had some very interesting conversations with Michael Wine. Mike and I don't agree politically on many things. But one of the things that I find very fascinating about talking to Mike is that I think we probably, maybe I have a stronger approach than he does on a lot of this stuff. But I also think it's very interesting that I can also push a lot of this stuff aside as long as we can continue to have positive dialogue. Yeah, man, I'm thinking you got me all wrong. Sorry for that. Yeah, no worries. Maybe, again, I'm the one who's blithering and you're the one who's typing out characters. And I'm sure that that creates some kind of um, inconsistency. Sometimes it's best just to have these conversations mano a mano, right? I'm not trying to antagonize you. Oh, I don't think you're antagonizing me. Maybe a little, but I'm a big boy, you know. Um, one of these days, as and maybe this won't be the environment to do that. Um, you know, there are demons that I think we all carry. And there are a couple demons that I have um, that I am trying to find ways of overcoming them. Part of it is doing this. Can't stop poking the bear. No, you can poke. Poking means that at least we're having a conversation, and I'm okay with that. So, conversations are good. Conversations are always good. Dialoguing is very important. But I will say that, and like I said, as a primer to this conversations, this part that I'm doing it's easy, but there's a part of me that also has a really hard time with this, being able to communicate, wanting to communicate. So in some ways, doing this is not only a way of kind of like voicing whatever, political shit's going on, but it's also allowing me in some ways to engage because there are times when I just don't want to. I'm just not eloquent enough to get my point across. I think, Ken, if there's one thing I know about you is when you and I are actually talking face to face, I would disagree with you. I would say that you are very, very eloquent in conveying your message. I think this forum is a terrible forum for being able to have that conversation. And and that's why I'm hoping we'll be able to have these conversations when we next meet in person. But I will also say that meeting in person thing is getting harder for me in some ways. And that's one of the demons. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that because it's a long one. It's a long one. And it's a hard one. But I do appreciate that people bring to the table conversations. I don't have a problem with that. I do think it's just important sometimes to understand that it's like, as an example, one of the things I try not to do with I think you misinterpret my points, i.e., I'm not expressing myself clearly enough. Okay. I think you misinterpret my points, i.e., I am not. Would you like to talk about these demons? We all got them. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having. Yeah. At some point, yes, I think I'm going to have these conversations because I do know at some point, if I don't, it's going to become a maybe not a significant concern, but I know I'm not happy with it. But this is not the forum to do so. So yes, at some point, yes. But I also, yeah, why don't we leave it there for now? Why don't we leave it there for now? And just please understand that, yeah, I just hope everybody understands that my conversations when it comes to things politics, believe it or not, I can dissociate from politics pretty easily. I can dissociate from politics pretty easily. All right, so I've just basically filled the inside of this thing. Tomorrow I'll sand it, then I'll put what they call it on top of it. I'll put Mr. Surfacer on top of it to give it sort of the same kind of finish as that one right there. Hey Ryan, can't stay, but I glad I could say hi. Sending a message on Blue Sky. Thank you, Ryan. I'm assuming it's Lego related. And I hope you're having a lovely evening. Okay. Let me see if I can. You know, part of the Unleashed thing is not just to talk about politics. It is more about, you know, I guess talking a little bit more from inside. Of course, biggest project of the year. Nice. And normally would be having another child. But okay, maybe it's a Lego thing. I am, as always, I'm always fascinated by how it is that it is. I guess I've always had a fascination with differences of opinion. How is it that somebody can look at something and say that's the most evil thing on the planet, and another person can say that is the greatest thing we've ever experienced? That to me, and it can be, it doesn't have to be a politics thing, it can be just about anything, you know, a movie, a book, obviously, politicians, but just about anything, a conversation. You know, how is it that somebody can interpret a point and it is a flagrant, um, it's an off the cuff comment, not a problem, innocuous. Another person looks at it and it's like, that is the most damning thing you've ever said. You know, how is it that, you know, and what is it that leads a person to have those feelings and to feel the way they do? Okay. I'm trying to figure out what's left on this beast. I've got the other leg to work on. I don't think I want to start the other leg tonight. I do need to work on the arm wires. Ah, fuck. Jesus. Can't even see shit. Those are coming straight out of the into. Can't even see where the fuck they're going. I think they're going right into the top of that. Anyway. I may see about doing a different size wire here. Because I think I don't have enough space here to do the same wires I did down low. To detail placement, I can certainly tell you if this yours is like mine, I would say you're probably right. Wait, this stream is in the same place. Yes, it is. Yes, yes, it is. I don't think I need two of these. Now let's see if I can find some more wire, something a little thinner. Just so I've got stranded cat. Do I want to use stranded cat? I guess I could. It is thinner. Anyway. .5, yeah, that'll do. Well, I mean, if we're going to do a little bit of a politics thing, I'll just toss this out real quickly. And I'll just leave it at this. You know, we talked a little bit about it a couple days ago. You know, Jimmy Kimmel, very happy to see that he's back. I'm curious to see where all that goes. His the commentary that I'm hearing, you know, that we're hearing from government right now is not all that great about anybody who's like my political enemy. We should be investigating. The DOJ should be investigating. Not good. We got like 10 parts that I don't know. I've had to look at build kits to decipher the locations. No shit. Nick, can you remind me where is this a Wave kit, Hasegawa kit, or a Nitto kit? Or something else? Okay. Yeah, the holes I'm supposed to be punching. I genuinely fucking can't stand this Hasegawa. Wow, it's wild. The Hasegawa one that I put together was actually quite straightforward. Wild. Okay, let's see if we can make some magic happen. I may not use my. I may or may not. I get nervous using, especially considering I'm going to be coming in at a weirdo angle on this thing. Using my better drill bits. Let's see what we can do here. Please don't break. Anyway, just I never in a million years would have thought that we would be going after the ability for somebody to say something, you know. I think it's stupid as an example to burn the American flag. But at the same time, is it protected? Yes. Do I think it's stupid for people to say half the shit that they say? Yeah. Do they have a right to say it? Within reason. But to disagree with a politician and have that politician say, I'm going to have the DOJ investigate you. It's a little disconcerting, shall we say. Other people might be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think so. How much pressure is too much pressure? Okay. Is that going to be ready for Sunday? Oh, fuck no. I'm hoping to have this ready for December. I was hoping to have a base for it as well. I think the base might not happen. Though I might see if I can get somebody to 3D print part of it for me. All right. Now, the only thing that's coming on Sunday for me is going to be the bat plane. That's it. The following week, a classic plastic, I'll probably bring the Spartan, the Glouge, and the bat plane with me. And I might bring those to other shows as well. Depends on how much I really want to travel with models. Okay, that's fitting in quite nicely. Now I've just got to tether the other side of this thing. So, hole's been made, wires inside. feel like I want to go a little deeper on that hole, though, if I can. I'd like to just get it to be buried in there. Ray, are you bringing anything on Sunday? So I guess tonight's, except for what we just discussed regarding Jimmy Kimmel, that's all I'm going to discuss tonight about politics. Than that earlier conversation that we had, which is helpful. This the rest of the night's going to be talking about models. Your Thursday night stream is perfect for going deeper. I may or may not. Your Thursday night stream is perfect for going deeper. Deeper than what? See what I can finish. Might just bring some display stuff. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, a lot of what I'm hearing is people bringing stuff for display anyway. I am disappointed that the Jersey Goons, the New York and Jersey Goons aren't coming up, but I get it. Okay. Anyway, anybody got anything else to say? Nick's been filling me in a little bit on his Falca. Ken's last comment was on we all have demons. Amen. That's where that goes. I can't seem to make teeth. I'm happy with the Magic Carp. Might finish everything but the mouth for now. I'd like to see that when it's done. Speaking of, I saw one of those today when I was up at Mecca Warehouse. Picking up the kids make and take stuff. Oh, at least bring what's done. Yeah. That's all you can bring. Oof, that one went in pretty easily. This one not so much. This one's probably hitting the poly, that's why. All right, let's see what we got here now. Well, it's just about that time, so I'm going to get banging out of here in just a second. Going to just do a test fit on this wire here in this upper part of the arm. It'll be fun threading that through. This wire's pretty fine. Easy there, Ricky Martin. What an eventful evening. I'm hoping it made your evening, Nick. Anyway, at least I got some model work done. No, kind of the... Oops, damn it. Let's clear some of that out, shall we? There we go. Yeah. Every now and then you need the uneventful ones, right, Nick? So as soon as I get off here, I gotta take her some work shit. Make clear resin buttons for the control that are 1 millimeter. Nice. So it wasn't uneventful. You got some stuff done. I love it. All right, so we got those wires. I'll drop them in there. I'm going to cut those and see what happens. Anyway, there we go. Just real quickly. And there are holes at the top there to drop them in. I just got to get everything positioned. Get that done soon. Anyway, with that, guys. Uneventful or eventful. Depends on who you ask. It should say made a clear resin button. Yeah. That's cool, though. All right, guys. Stay safe and stay sane. Go out there and do good. Brighten the world. Just one. You know what? And sometimes it takes forever just to make one. Anyway, go out there and do good, guys. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. It is a nasty, dangerous world. It's up to us to try to make it better in whatever way we can. Whether that's diving headfirst into politics or avoiding them like the plague, whatever it is that makes you feel good. But go out there and at least try to make somebody's day a better one. You know, put a smile on somebody's face, because that's what kind of matters. So I'll be back on tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Enjoy the evening, my friends, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.